Hey, my name is Kendrick Technology Interpreters, and this channel is all about helping you to get a job in cybersecurity or furthering your career in cybersecurity. So today I want to talk about a concept that you probably don't hear a lot about. People talk about hacking all the time, but people don't really talk about the defense part of cybersecurity enough because that is the place that you're most likely to find a job. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about technology that's called EDR, or Endpoint Detection and Response. Back in the day, we used to have only antivirus, but that's kind of not effective anymore. In fact, most antivirus companies like McAfee, you don't even hear them or even hear mention of them anymore. So this new technology is taking over. And what's different with endpoint detection and response is that it uses artificial intelligence and behavioral analysis to be able to identify what we call anomalous behavior, or behavior that's not normal. So this technology is really smart. So today I'm going to give you the top 5, because if you're going into an interview for a cybersecurity job, maybe at a SOC or maybe with a traditional business or a corporation, these are things that you absolutely need to know. And I guarantee that most people, they're probably not focused on this part of it. And so a lot of these technologies I've actually used already. So let's go ahead and change screens and we'll talk about the first one. So the first one we're looking here, this is SOFO Security. So SOFO's, and by the way, I'm going through the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Gartner Magic Quadrant. Man, what, can't even talk today, okay? So basically a lot of major corporations, they use Gartner because Gartner kind of goes through and evaluates these technologies and then rates the different companies' technology based on effectiveness. So you have the leaders, which I'm going to show you today. You have the visionaries, the challengers, and the niche players, okay? And so they're based also on the ability to execute and the completeness of their vision, right? So this is basically this cool box, okay? And I'll just show you what it looks like, okay? Because this is what I'm using for my diagram here. So this is exactly what the Gartner Magic Quadrant looks like. But Sophos, as you can see right here, Sophos is right here in the leaders quadrant. So I'm going to go over them now. Sophos has been around for a while. To be honest, not the biggest player in the game. I really don't know, and kind of when I was in the previous position, I kind of don't know a lot of companies that use Sophos. I know some other major names, and we'll hit on those in a second, but Sophos is somebody you should definitely know about. They've been in the game for a while. They're reputable. I've actually liked it and not really ever heard very many, if at all, any bad things about their company. The next one on the list we're going to talk about is SentinelOne. SentinelOne, I know a lot. I touch SentinelOne just about every day. The product is amazing. The company is based out of Israel. It does a great job in protecting like the endpoints. So remember, the term endpoint itself just means you're talking about your desktops, your computers. These are the devices that are plugged into your company or corporate network, or in this case, your remote workers, your laptops that they're using to connect from home. But endpoint typically refers to those type of devices, okay? All right, so but anyway, SentinelOne, definitely love it. Have been working with it for a little while now, and I really appreciate really good technology. Next one, Trend Micro. Just about everybody knows his name. They've been on the scene for a while. They were in the home environment for a while. Everybody saw Trend Micro on the shelf of Target or Walmart, and they've been around. But you know what? Trend Micro is actually a legit, reputable company. Been around for a long time. Definitely have not heard very many bad things about their products, if at all any. I'm sure I've heard something to Trend Micro because they've been around for a long time, but this is another one you should know. And what you can do is you may want to consider signing up for a demo. See if you can get a demo of these products. Install them, play with them, configure them, and learn about them. That gives you a leg up in going into an interview. The next one on the list is Crowdstrike. Crowdstrike, it's my baby right here. I have the most experience with Crowdstrike over time. It's amazing technology because it and SentinelOne and probably the other ones, one of the cool things is you actually have like a back door into the computers that you install this on. So say for instance, the computer gets malware on it, you can issue a command to contain the computer. And once it's contained, it can't communicate to anything but to Crowdstrike. And that allows you to be able to communicate to it. So you can actually get like a remote, like in SentinelOne, you can get a remote shell. Same thing in Crowdstrike. I don't know what they call it. I forgot what they call it, but a remote something in Crowdstrike. And you can actually issue commands, browse a drive, capture files, download files, run PowerShell script, etc. You can do all these things as a backdoor while the machine is contained and can't communicate with anybody else. And then surprisingly, the number one, I would not have ever rated this number one. I'm just going to tell you, I would not have ever rated this number one for endpoint detection and response, but they gave Microsoft Defender the number one position as the leader in endpoint detection and response. But it's probably installed by default on most people's stuff. You hear what I'm saying, right? It's Microsoft. A lot of people have Office 365 in their environment. They might as well go ahead and purchase that additional layer of protection. Now, for me, I'll be honest with you, this is not what I would rate the highest. I would rate CrowdStrike and SentinelOne the leaders in my opinion, but those are the ones I've had experience with. But CrowdStrike by far is the big dog. But try to get your hands on some form of endpoint detection and response. Play with it, get familiar with it, and this is something that will actually help you and to be prepared and to actually be usable to most companies that are looking for people to help defend their network, not necessarily hack it and pen test it. Come on, let's keep it real. There are only a few positions for pen testers, but there are thousands of people thousands of positions currently open for competent cyber defenders. So information security and cybersecurity are similar, but information security is where the majority of the jobs probably are going to lie at this point. If this video was helpful, drop a like on it and don't forget to subscribe. I hope you like my new setup here because I've changed the room, just basically made some nice white and then put some nice colors in. So I hope you like the setup. But yo, I'm going to try to come back multiple times a week, man, maybe 4 or 5 times a week with new video and content. So hit the like button if you made it this far and leave me comments. Let me know what your struggle is. Let me know anything I can make a video, anything I help you with. This is a two-way communication, not just one way. All right. Thanks for watching.